We have just finished Yom HaKippurim with a shofar blast. This to me is very significant because the shofar to me represents so many things. The number 586 and it's Yesod fully spelt out. It's the full potential of Yesod. And it's another thing, you can do it as Yesod Malkus. Yesod would be 80, Malkus 496. That's 576 plus 9 letters plus 1 word. That's Yesod Malkus would be 586. And then you can also do the great concept of HaKotel, the wall. When you spell the kotel without a vav. When you spell that HaKotel without a vav, the normal gematria for that would be 455, which corresponds to the Aleph Hey Yud Hey name in its 3 depictions of 161, 151, 143, and that name comes from Bina. And let us remember that that's where Malkus rose to Bina during Yom HaKippurim. And for me, HaKotel in full from that spelling of Kotel, Hey, Kaf, Tav, Lamed, that's without the Vav in it. That HaKotel spelt out as 586, or shofar. And this whole thing revolves around, for me, the other thing of Yom HaKippurim, which is the 5 things which are 6 things. And this is why, again, I'm always long-winded. This is why I'm doing the video. Because the 5 things which are 6 things. And the first one is, eating and drinking. These are the prohibitions, and then the others, no washing, no anointing, no wearing leather, no marital sex. But the first one that corresponds to the mem is no eating or drinking. This mem can also represent malchus. Yeah? But no eating or drinking. Well, how could they have 2 things in the first letter? Well, even more so, why? They do have 2 things in the first letter, because eating and drinking is the real thing that makes man. It's not, who cares if he anoints with oil? So eating and drinking is man, and we just went for more than 24 hours without eating or drinking. And the real secret here is, as it's brought down in the Arizal's writings, that eating and drinking, what's more fundamental there? It's written as eating and drinking, but it's really drinking and eating. Drinking is the most important thing. And technically, the drinking isn't included. It's not included so much because it's the 6th thing. See, it's the 6th thing. It goes drinking, eating. And the 6th thing is the atzmutz level of the 5th level. So it's almost atzmutz yehida, atzmutz. And quite frankly, that Yehida level comes from Ein Sof, and it's atzmutz Ein Sof. The whole thing is drinking. Now, one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is that today I'm doing this. It starts, this is the 11th of Tishri. This is after 10. Then we have 4 days until Sukkot, and we build the Sukkah. And how we build the Sukkah is that these 4 days correspond to Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. And quite frankly, I don't know which way we do it. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, but me personally, I think it's Hey, Vav, Hey, Yud. I think we build it backwards. And the most important day here of that is the 14th to me. So we've just had 10 days, and now we have 4. Now what does this remind you of? This reminds you of, or it reminds me of, the first line, the first verse in Pesachim, Mishnah 1, or the 14th, or the 4 and the 10. So remember, is Ein Sof, same gematria, 207. And we're now in a period of another 14 days. These 4 correspond to 10, as was asked me, and the expansion, say in the 45 name, is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, spelt with aleph, and has 10 letters. Yud has Yud, Vav, Dalet, Hey, Hey, Aleph, Vav, Vav, Aleph, Vav, Hey, Hey, Aleph. And that's the expansion of Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, the 45 name, the name for man. And that comes out as 14. And these 4 days that we're now expanding into Sukkot, of course, correspond to the same thing. Now, why, I forget the name of the wine cellar used in the Mishnah right now for that, but why do they say that you have to check the wine cellar on Pesach? Well, the reason to me is that the wine cellar contains wine, contains drink. So you have to check someplace where drink is. It's not only to check for food. You have to check someplace, you have to check drink with your food. You know? It's the same thing if you ever go into a restaurant, which I don't go into. But I remember when I used to go into restaurants, it always used to get me that they ask me, when they come to your table, they always ask me, what can I get you to drink? And I used to give a wise guy answer, I don't drink. See, they make the biggest profit on drinks, you know, even bottles of water. The big profits on drinks. So that's why they're interested in for you to drink. They're not interested for you to eat. Back in the old days, bars used to give you free buffets if you bought a drink. This is 100 years ago. So drinking is a fundamental thing. And even when you go on a 40-day fast, you're not going to fast from water. You're going to drink. And it's brought down, you know, there's some things with the yuds, this and that, but even the word melech is 90. And that comes from the word mayim, which is 90. And, well, water and drink is the fundamental, and that's the 6th level of the 5th. And, I'm always interested in the essence and the atzmutz level. And those levels aren't always shown. And you got to hunt them out like, Bikr, not Bikr, but search for Hametz. Search for Yah. Bikr Yah. It's the way Bakia is. And that's what you're looking for. Looking for Yah, which is Chokmah. It's a deep aspect. So in these things, this is after Yom Kippur. And for me, this links, the entire Yom Kippur and the 10 days, which add to 14, because we're a continuation. We start building the sukkah right after. And these are the night of the 14th, the or of the 14th, that you search by a candle, a ner, which is also, as I've expressed, the atzmutz and the essence. And therefore, it's not so surprising that there's a Rishonim that says, you have to stop eating hummus on the 1st of Nisan. And because 1st of Nisan to me actually corresponds to Rosh Hashanah, which is again a 2 holiday, 2 day. And so hummus from the 1st, not from the 14th, and Pesach starting from the kind of like from the 1st is the same way Rosh Hashanah starts from the 1st. We go to the 10th, but we continue that energy with the 4, with the real Yud Hey Vav Hey, not the expansion. And we get into this 4, and then we blossom in the Sukkah, Sukkos. Sukkos, which has a beautiful gematria of 466, which is my brother's name, Shimon, but it's also the letter Yod fully spelt out. And so this expansion into what I call the Sukkah, which is the final Mem. Sukkah is to me a final Mem, this four-walled Sukkah here. It's a cube. And again, the shofar with the yad comes out to be 600, which is the final Mem. And these are just some things, because I've had these things that are post Yom HaKippurim. What did I do with Yom HaKippurim? Well, I've done enough here. Because Yom HaKippurim comes out to be in Gematria 417, and that's Zayat. And that's olive. And that's the portion that of hummus that you can't eat on Pesach. Zayat. So this links to me Pesach, as I've said, Pesach and Yom HaKippurim. And this to me is a beautiful thing because there really are two starts. One of the months and one of the year. But these again, just some words that I woke up with in the middle of the night as a motzi, Yom HaKippurim, a continuation of the energy and of the whole thing here was to show that the sixth level is water. And it's really not food and water or drink. It's really drink and food.